Hey folks, I should turn that off. Otherwise it's going to get echoey. Yes, I think this is working. Everything looks to be live. I should do Twitter. Sorry, I didn't think about this. I don't have my little checklist going. And it's going to be slow for a minute. Sorry, just getting set up. So slow when OBS is running. Writing a script to update the directory URL. So I'm going to try and point that there. I don't know if that's going to make it better or worse for the typing. So let me throw that over to Facebook too, but I don't want to show you my Facebook. So I'll do that over here. Good enough, close enough, whatever. So we can shut that down. We can shut that down. Let me just verify that we're actually working here. Which I should have done earlier. It's only like my fifth one of these. I'll get better at this and get all the stuff prepped. I thought I had a checklist, but I didn't actually use it, which is on me for not using the checklist. But while we're doing that, so we're gonna bring up our terminal here. So what we're doing is making sure. Oh, let's see if it does a little craziness here. I use a piece of software called Hugo to run my website. It's wow, so slow. All right, I'm just gonna assume that that's working. Yeah, there's something. Okay, cool, whatever. So I've had a website for a long time, alanwsmith.com, and it used to work off of a piece of software called Jekyll. That was the engine behind it, and so you can actually see you won't be able to tell a big difference, but this was it's still the Jekyll version of the site is still up, and now so at non-www, and then the main one, which is also secure, because I was able to get on Amazon hosting, this is where I'm going to move all the traffic. And so this site, go Hugo, is run off software called Hugo. It's what built it. It's a static site generator. And so the way that works is alanwsmith.com prod. So this is a directory structure of just static files that the Hugo engine, the software, looks at and then goes out and actually builds a website, and builds a static website. And what that means is every person who comes to the page is going to see the exact same thing. It's not like if you go to Twitter, for example, you would see your login information or the tweets that it thought was relevant to you versus the tweets that I saw, which would be different. Everybody who goes to like the homepage of alanwsmith.com will see the same thing with a static site. caveat being there might be JavaScript on there that does some stuff, but I don't have any of that going right now. So one of the reasons I moved over to Jekyll to Hugo is I have 900 something posts on the site, and the Jekyll software, whenever I would do the process to actually build out the site, would take like 20 or 30 seconds. And sometimes it would even take a few seconds when you were saving one change. It would take a few seconds to actually see that change. The Hugo software is just incredibly fast. So I'll just show you here. So I'm in the same. So this prod directory, alanwsmith.com prod, like that's where I am. It's in my woodshed. So the command to build the site is just Hugo. Sorry. So the site's live, alanwsmith.com. Let me go to this one, and we can close that down. Actually, is that on Pinboard yet? I'm sure it is. Pinboard is what I use for my bookmarking. Yeah, sites Hugo, software, open source. So the site's live. But this is actually the site that's on the server that I'm hosting through Amazon S3, which we'll talk about at some other point. But I want to make some changes and some edits to this, and because the site's local, I need to do that in this file structure here. And in order to see that, I need to have a local copy of the site running. So the command to do that is just Hugo server D, capital D, I think. Yeah, let's try Hugo. Building site. And so you can see here, it takes it, actually, that's longer than it normally takes. Ooh, 4 seconds. Oh, it's probably because everything's chewing. Normally that's like less than a second. But you can see, so 921 pages, 1,000 images, whatever, a bunch of aliases. So the content of my website has moved a few different times. I originally had it on, it was just static pages way back in the day, like in 2000 or the 90s. I'd put it on Blogger, and then I think I went to WordPress, and then I think I went to Jekyll, and now I'm at Hugo. So there's some cruft in there, and I want to go through and clean some of that stuff up. But what I'm doing today is, if you look, we just fired up that Hugo serve D. And so now what we'll see is, if we go back to our web browser, I can go to localhost 1313. And this is the local, my actual local copy. And you can see, like, I actually have some drafts that I haven't pushed up yet, these two. But so here's a flexible responsive image solution for Hugo. And what's super cool, Jekyll did this too, but what's super cool about Hugo is, stand by. What's going on? Oh, gotcha. Sorry, the music, I had background music going and it stopped, but that was because not accidentally, but I turned it down. All right, let's get set up here. So I'm making an effort, or I'm doing an experiment where I'm going to start using Visual Studio Code as my editor. And so it's firing up right now, and it's kind of slow. I wish there was a way to make this blue bar not blue. Can I exit out? Nope. No problems have been detected. Cool. Okay. So, this actually was the last time I was here. So this is... How do you tell... Oops. See, this is the thing. I can't totally tell with Visual Studio Code where I am. Like, I know that I'm in this directory, but where do I see the path because I could have 3 different things that show this the same path, but how do I see like the rest of the tree? Nope. Oh shit. Or oh crap. Sorry. What'd that do? Oh, does that make a new file? I guess I could mouse over these. Yeah, new folder. Okay, I don't want new folder, new file. Don't want that. Explorer. Feels like that should do it. Okay, well, whatever. That's what that is. So let me show you what I'm doing. On localhost, right? So this would be, actually we can just do it on the site, just because that way we don't have to get confusion with the. So secure Hugo at Tech Talk. So this link goes to www.alanwsmith.com/secure-hugo. Basically all the links on the site go to the domain / whatever the title is, basically. On my Jekyll site, there's a little bit of a difference, because on the Jekyll site, I think, go back over there for a second. One of the differences is you'll notice there's no slash at the end of this. Let's see if I can find a shorter one. Yeah, here we go. Bipolar 2017. All right. So there's no slash at the end of that. Because of the way that I had Jekyll set up, this URL got to the page. You can see with the Hugo software, it doesn't work the same way. And the reason it doesn't work the same way is the structure of Hugo. If I look in this public folder, you can see Bipolar 2017. So here's all the folders. Here's the Bipolar 2017 folder, and then the indexed HTML is inside of that. So that's so content's actually where you build it. Sorry, I'll talk about that. So public is actually all the static files that actually produce the site. So once you create the public folder, that's what you copy up to the server. The place where you do the edits is actually this content folder. And it'll have markdown files in it. So if we go look for Bipolar 2017, it has a markdown file in it. And that's what will get written into. So that's just a little bit about the differences. But the trick with this is with Jekyll, I was able to, whoops, lost it. Archive, nope. So with Jekyll, I was able to use this folder structure and drop files in there and keep them separated, but it would still just show up as Bipolar 2017, right? So if I was, here's the Jekyll directory structure. So here's that same file in Jekyll. It's under 2017 folder, and it's under, with this date, Bipolar 2017. So that's what makes it on Jekyll. With Hugo, you kind of can do that by creating aliases, but it's a lot of a pain. So what I'm doing, or what I'm in the process of doing here, and the script that I'm going to build is going to be part of that, is going back. So I could set up Hugo to use URLs like this with a directory structure like this. And the reason the directory structure like that's important is, let me tab, I don't know. No, here we can just go back. Is because without it, there's 851 files sitting in this directory, or files and folders. It gets really hard to find stuff and mess with stuff. Also, once you, like, I'm going to keep working on this blog over time, and if I get back to posting regularly, pretty soon I'll hit about 1,000 items inside that single directory. And Linux machines, Macs, start having performance issues when you put about 1,000 files inside a single directory or a single folder. Plus, it's just a pain to find stuff. And there's no, like, it's tougher. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to write a script that takes all of these files and folders and then moves them into a directory structure like the Jekyll directory structure. I'm thinking about this now. Is that... I'm just gonna do it. I probably already could do that pretty easily just from these posts. Ooh, no, because I've already done a lot of cleanup work. So I've got two sources that I could do that for. No, I'm gonna do it on the prod. I've got two sources. I could actually go back to my original Jekyll site and make those go. Oh, by the way, folks, this is me just working, so like I don't have a real. This isn't like giving an example of here's how you do this thing. Like I don't know the answer to what I do. I just have an end goal that I want to get to, and so I'm just coding for it. This isn't like an example thing where it's like I've got all the steps already laid out and I'm going to walk through them. This is me actually just coding or just working. So no, I'm gonna stick with the prod because I've already done some cleanup there, and I'm digging that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So let me go back to Visual Studio Code, and so here's that content directory. See, I need to go up a directory though. How? Is this it? No, that's the Git. How do you make this not blue? Hide status bar. There you go. There we go. I like that better. The blue is very, very distracting to me. That's a very bright color, and what I really like, that's not where I should be focusing, and it's trying to draw attention all the time. Oh, you know what? Okay, no. I've got some Snapchat filters available for this camera now, and I wasn't sure if I had any of them on. I don't think I don't, because I don't see a little thing up there. How? All right, we'll just start over. One bummer I just realized is you can't see when I click on stuff in the menu, because I don't show my entire screen because it would make the text too small on the broadcast. And unfortunately those windows are out there, so never mind. So open. Here, let's do this. Open alanwsmith.com. Let's just yeah, so I wanted to be able to go up a directory, right? Because I want to do that. So let me just do this. All right, there we go. So new folder. Scripts. And so what I'm going to do, new folder, update dir structure. So I always like have, oh. What the hell? That scripts update dir structure. Yeah, why isn't that nested? I want it to be under here. Let's see what this does. Oh, maybe because there's only one. That's super weird. Maybe because there's only one subdirectory. That's super weird. I don't like that at all. Like, even if I only got one, show me, like, give me this structure. I don't like that at all. Yeah. Like, that should still be it should drop down and show me the directory level there and not the file. So the other thing, so this is also going to be, this is one of my first times really using Visual Studio Code. So, I mean, I've used it a little bit in the past, but I've never for example, tried to run Python from it. Which actually, no, I'm not going to do that today. That's, you don't need to see me mess around with that. Well, and actually, yeah, I'm not actually going to work in code. I'm going to work in Vim so I can run scripts easily. Update directory structure. So I'm going to make a virtual Python environment in here. Python 3 module virtual environment and called it virtual environment folder because I like using Python 3, or I want to use Python 3. So now we're going to start using it. So right now, if I do which Python, it's going to be the system Python. But if I do source virtual environment, then activate, and now if I run which Python, it gives me this Python, which is good because I didn't earlier, but this was Python 2. Actually, we can do that, right? I can call that Python 2.6 versus what I have now. 3.6. So there you go. All right, so now we're going to do this. User bin environment Python. That's hello world. So I should also be able to, yeah, so I've got my Vim set up so that I can just immediately run a Python script. Also, it's been a while since I've run Python, so I did want to show you one other thing. And I'm actually going to throw, so go back to Woodshed, on libsmith.com, prod. So I'm going to throw this to Sublime Text for a second, which is the user I normally use, or my historical one. So what was that called? A flexible responsive image thing. So we've got Hugo running here, the server, the localhost server. And what's good about that is it has code in there where if we make changes, so this index.md file is responsible for, Hugo uses this to build the HTML that makes this page. And so you can see like right here, actually, wrap, view, wrap. So while moving my site, I wanted to come up with blah, 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 blah. So that's that, right? And then so, whoops, that was not what I wanted to do. So if I save this, Hugo's going to see that change, and it's going to update the page automatically. So with Hugo, and Jekyll does this too, but it's really nice because I can actually just be working, and it goes faster when I'm not doing a Twitch broadcast. But I can do my writing and I can make my changes over here, and then it just automatically, like you don't even have to touch it, it automatically updates itself. So that's something that's very helpful when I'm messing around with stuff, because you can actually see it go, which is something I very much like about it. So anyways, that's that. All right, so now, so the other trick, folks, is like I haven't been using Python that long, and I don't code very often. So like I'm gonna have to be looking up really basic stuff. So like doing directory listings. So yeah, welcome. I guess I probably should have gotten all this stuff prepped and ready, but whatever. That's the history. That's what we're doing. So how do I want to go about this? So what I need to do is I've got this prod directory, and we're gonna make a new one called prod v2 structure. And then inside of, and so prod, and there's a content folder, content. So for each one of these 851 items, and this will be nice because I know I'll be able to tell just by verifying that I've got 851 pages built or things working, which by the way is still one thing that is confusing me is somehow Jekyll has 921 pages. I don't know what those other pages are. But I know that I can use, like, there's 851 items in this content folder. So inside this and all the lower level directories, because there's going to be the year directory structure here, you'll want to have 851 items. Now, the one thing that I do want to do before we do this, I need to do a little bit more research on Hugo, because I think quick start. Yeah, so install it, got it. Uh-oh, somebody's calling me. Hey man, how's it going? That's cool. Give me 1 second. I'm doing a Twitch broadcast right now and I want to pause that. I don't know how to pause it. All right, folks, see you in a little bit. How do you...